Okay, great. So again, welcome all of you for this third session, and thank you so much for joining. So today's session is dedicated very specifically for sentiment analysis. So you might have already seen the third episode of today's session is only for sentiment analysis because this is one of the most used machine learning models right now in the machine learning domain, or you can say data science domain, because this machine learning model has helped a lot of organizations and a lot of companies to grow their business based on feedback and client reviews. So that is why we will look at this particular model very carefully, and for that let's start first of all with creating the model. So without wasting time, I will navigate to the cloud.uipath.com, where we go for our platform of UiPath. So once I navigate to cloud, as you can see, it's loading. Okay, so I'm in. Now I will click on admin. And as we have already seen that we need enterprise license to activate UiPath AI Fabric. I have license, and I will navigate to AI Fabric from here, for which tenant I have enabled the AI Fabric. Okay. Now, once I am on AI Fabric portal, I can see all the projects that I have already deployed, as you can see here, and I can also create new project. So let's see how can we create a sentiment analysis machine learning model. Now, in order to do that, let's click on create project and let us say uh, the sentiments. Okay, give some project description, sentiments, and let's say create. Now, once we do that, we have data set. So we do not need any data set, as sentiment analysis is already pre-trained model. This is not a retrainable model. This is a pre-trained model. Okay. So we do not need data set. That is good news. So you do not have to go ahead and find out any data set relevant for that. In the last session, in the previous session, we have seen we took restaurant feedback data just like that. That was very specific to only restaurants because it contained some of the keywords and characters which are very specific to restaurant received feedbacks. And that's why we trained that data using English text classification model. But today's model is very specific to positivity and negativity. So out of a particular sentence, and identifying the sentiment of a person based on the sentences. It's not only about the sentences, but it can also identify it from the paragraphs. Okay. So let's click on ML packages. All we need to do is go to, again, out of the box packages. In out of the box packages, we have a couple of packages as we have seen from last two sessions, and we will be clicking on the language analysis model. Now in the language analysis package, we have seen in the previous session English text classification. I hope you have tried it and you have used it also. And we will select sentiment analysis. Now what is sentiment analysis? So sentiment analysis, this model was open sourced by Facebook Research. It predicts the sentiments of a text in English language. Possible predictions are, very negative, negative, neutral, positive, and very positive. So there are 5 classes of the predictions. The model was trained on Amazon product review data, and hence it is high. It is very highly trained. So that's why the accuracy of this sentiment analysis would be more. Now, I am not only saying this, but I will also be proving this point while we see the, on the studio demonstration or on the studio building the bot. Okay. Now, you can see here the input is a simple English language text, just like this. I'm dissatisfied with this service, and output would be a category, just like this. So it would be a sentiment, either it is very negative, and with the confidence of how much confident this model is that it is negative. So this will be the output you get. So you get a sentiment, you get a confidence, and also moreover, this is the first model in the AI Fabric, all out of the box models, which has the second version of package. Now, why only this model has a second version of package is because this model definitely has a very high demand in the market right now. And the most used model from AI Fabric would be this. That's why they have uploaded and they have updated this model to the second version, which is 2.0. You simply need to click on select here, and you need to select this ML packages model. Once you select, you need to give your package name, could be anything. So I'm just saying here sentiments, sorry, spelling mistake, sentiments, and I will simply say submit. That's it. Now, once you select your package, You do not also need to create a pipeline is because you're not uploading any data set. So you're okay with that. And let's navigate to ML skill. So simply because we have created a package, we will also create a skill. So because it should display in orchestrator, right? So we will create here a package called as sentiments. Again, I'm just keeping the name same in case I selected the package which we created in the ML packages. I selected the product major version, which is 2, and the minor version, which is 0. And then if you want to give it a description, so let's say this is for sentiment prediction, and I will simply say create. Sorry, Siri. Yeah. So, okay, and now it is deploying. So how do I know that this particular ML skill is deploying, and how do I verify it in my orchestrator? So I will again go back in admin. I will navigate to the orchestrator on which tenant I have deployed this AI fabric model. I will go to orchestrator of that tenant, be very specific because there are 2 tenants once you log into enterprise trial edition. Now I navigate to the tenant where I deployed it, and I will navigate to tenant here and click on ML skills. So here I see all 4 ML skills which I can deploy because I have 2 AI robots, and we know that one AI robot is capable of handling 2 ML skill packages. So we already have available person detection from our first session, sentiment analysis, which I have already deployed, and the model which we just deployed, which is of version 2. And here is our description. So if you can see this in your orchestrator, and if you're connected with this orchestrator, then you can definitely use this model in your UiPath Studio. So this is how it links, okay, all together. Perfect. Now, once we have deployed the model, let us navigate and let us see what are the, how can we use it? So before we navigate and we look at how can we use it. So let's say, let me open another UiPath Studio. In the meantime, let me show you this bot. So I have created a workflow already. Now this workflow will open TripAdvisor website, and I have just randomly selected this website. So it will open the TripAdvisor website. It will capture the data from that website, which are the feedback on particular airlines website. And about that feedback of the airlines, we will predict sentiments from users. And then we will write all those sentiments in the Excel file so that we get to analyze the data and we get to look at the only feedback which is very, very negative. Now this we are doing at very small scale, but this can be done at very large scale in the real-time operations. Okay. And also then after that, we will look at how can we actually build this bot. So first of all, let me run this bot with the AI fabric component. So what I will do is I will simply select this one, connect this one, and let's say run. So let's look at what happens here. So it will automatically trigger open a browser. As you can see on Google Chrome, let's open a browser. It navigates to TripAdvisor, and it selects the traveling rating, let's say excellent, poor, terrible, route, cabin, and language. We have selected specifically English language because sentiment analysis works only on English language as of now. Now, as you can see on top, the data is already scraped using data scraping feature, and we are already on the page number 5. It went that fast that we were not able to notice it. So it actually captured 20 of the 20 odd data, 20 odd reviews. And now in the background, it is actually trying to identify sentiments out of each and every feedback which is received from the client. As you can see here, these are the feedbacks which were given here. So these are the feedbacks which are captured in our data set, and then it is being processed currently. Once all the data will be processed, this tab will be automatically closed, and we will get all the output along with the sentiments and the confidence in the output panel, or sorry, in the output folder. So let's wait for that. For the comparison, what I have done is I have performed the same operation with Python model also, just in case to show you what the main difference between UiPath sentiment analysis and Python's sentiment analysis model is there. I mean, the basic sentiment analysis model, which comes with the text block package. Okay, done. So overall process took 1 minute 39 seconds. Okay, pretty sweet time of its own. For this three clients or customers, there was no any review data available. So that's okay. Bot has thrown the exception also for that. Now let us go ahead and let's verify the output. So I will refresh it. I have the output called as airline feedback. In the output, what I have is I have the name of the person. I have review. Now, as you can see, for this person, Sky Nia 57, SciCap, and the Wanderlust, I did not have the review data. And that is why what happened is I got the output for these three people. There is no any review data, which I handled using exception handling mechanism. Okay. And now let's say what we have. So we have the review and we have sentiment of each and every review captured here along with the confidence of the particular sentiment. Now, what you can do at an organization level, you can utilize the same model to identify sentiments out of the feedback review, customer review about your product if you're in a product-based company, or if you're finding out the reviews out of the employee feedback or any survey that you do. You can run this model on any data which is written in English language and which gives a feedback or review about the product or the services, and identify the sentiments and the confidence, and then filter out only very negative data so that you can focus on the weak points or the aspects that you need to improve on. So this is how easy it is to use this model. And as you can see, the accuracy is really nice. So you can see also for very negative, it is very strongly saying that 100% this is a negative feedback. Let's look at that. So what is this? So this is a text where it's the person James is saying that flight got cancelled due to overbooking. There was not even excuse, no compensation, no hotel, no food, no other flight. The airline is the worst that I have ever saw in the industry. So this is a really bad feedback, and that's why the model has given 100% very negative stamp to it. Also, if you can see highly strongly what is saying, let's say this one, AI fabric model is saying this is also very negative, very strongly. Let's look at that because 0.94 is very strong. So I had a very unpleasant experience where the flight attendee was focusing only on single passenger and neglecting all the business class passengers. So this is also a negative feedback, which is which is captured very perfectly along with the confidence of 0.94, which is not bad. Okay, sometimes we get neutral feedback such as this one. So this one says neutral. So now why it is neutral? So because it could be, it could not be a positive, it could not be negative, it could be neutral, right? So this person is telling only about something 20 like packages, passengers said that they have been told by Sri Lankan Airlines and SL embassies, blah, blah, blah. So this is not telling positivity or negativity, and that's why it's neutral. So this is how this model exactly works. You can actually classify the data that you get after the sentiments and confidence into multiple classes and focus on only the class that you want to target. Okay. I hope you are clear with this process right now. So let's go ahead and let's start creating the bot. So the very first thing that we have in our hand is nothing but, so let's start building the bot. I will click on the process and I will simply say here, sentiments, and I will simply say create. Perfect. So we have the main workflow. Now, what we do, the first thing is we will drag in a flow chart here. Let me use caps lock. Okay. And once we have the flowchart, what are we trying to do is we are trying to open the website and we will be capturing a couple of data. So the website that we are opening is, let me also get the data from here because it will be faster that way. So what I'll be doing is I'll be capturing the data from this particular link. So I'll be using the same component. So what I'm doing here exactly is I'm opening a browser. I'm maximizing the browser. And then I'm selecting a couple of options from that specific browser, such as excellent, poor, sorry for the background noise, terrible, country and the class, and yeah. So let's try to do that. So what do we do is the first thing that we do in our studio is we will drag a sequence. So this is like the initial part. We will mention this as capturing data. Okay, we'll connect it with the start node, save it. And in this one, we will first of all say open browser. So we will try to open the browser. with this link. Okay. Once I have the link, I will try to maximize the window. I have got this link very randomly. You can try anything. You can try Amazon feedbacks. You can try any reviews that you get on the product or any social media website or any retail website. You can try your experiments with that. And I will select the browser as Chrome. Simple. So once I do that, let's try to test it. So I will simply say run. I have this website open. This is the website. Now, once we have this website up, what we need to do is we need to select a couple of options from here. Let's say we will select, because we want mixture of data. So we will select terrible, poor, and let's say excellent. So for that, what we will do, we will minimize this model. This model is definitely opening the open website. Then we will have attached browser. Okay. We will rename this as capture or select options, and this attached browser we will indicate for this website, and we'll try to make the selector generic. So this is blah blah blah, and we'll just say this is only for TripAdvisor. So let's say star. I hope you're aware about the selectors. So this is what I've used as a wildcard to make this a generic selector. And now I will simply say select item in order to. So rather than select, we can use check here because these are the check boxes, right? So I will use for excellent, first of all, let's check the selector. This is perfect. Component 1, level 1, okay. Then I will simply perform the similar operation for rest of them. I will simply copy this, paste it, paste it, paste it. You can also use dynamic selectors. You can also select based on the Excel data or any input from user that you want. I'm just doing it hard coded is because we are just doing this for the demonstration purpose, but you can anytime do it. You can anytime take this data and you can make this dynamic selector if you want to take the data from user. Once this is done, I will select, let's say, Asia only. I hope earlier also we have selected Asia. Let's see. Yep. And then we will select the class. So we have pretty good diverse reviews from the business class. So we will select business class here also. Okay. And English is by default selected. So I will not try to select that. So once I have selection done, let's try to run this and let's try to check how it performs. Okay. So I will simply say run. So it open a browser and let's hope to, okay. So let's go ahead and let's check if it selects the, if it's selected. Yes, it selected excellent, poor, terrible, Asia, business class. Perfect. Now, once we have this, all the selection done, now we will move ahead with the data extraction. Now for data extraction, what do we usually use? Can anyone tell me or ping me in the chat section? What should I use for data extraction? It's a pattern-based data. Data scraping. Perfect. So let's start with the data scraping. So how should I start with data scraping? So for that, I have to keep the application open on screen, just like this. Okay. And then I'll have to start the data extraction. So what I will do is I will simply navigate to this one. I will simply say data scraping. So I hope you have seen the option. So this is the option which I